All right.
My mic smells weird.
Why would your mic
Smells weird. Where's your mic
smells
been?
weird. I don't know.
Why are you sniffing your mic?
I keep smelling ozone, and I'm like, wait a second, am I having a stroke?
I mean,
Maybe you're about to
generally people aren't
spontaneously combust.
Probably. If you stare at the watchers too long, you will spontaneously combust. Kaboosh. Oh, hello, everybody. This is You Can't Sit With Us. I am Hex's Daemon. That is Akia Daemon. And
Thank
there
you.
is Mother de la Mort. And
thank you.
we represent the little people here.
But wait, which one is it?
This one. I love
The reality right now.
Oh.
See, that is like the theme song to my life right now. I cannot get my shit together for nothing.
I think I just did like 5 miles with the same dog. And they fought me. They fought me the entire damn way. And I'm sitting there going, trust me, I don't want to be doing this either.
They're like, screw your organization.
I'm trying here, legend. I'm trying.
It's like it's only 65 degrees out, and I'm 100 million years older than you, Akia.
Okay, can I just explain this?
And dog ears, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand time.
He doesn't know if it's 5 minutes or 500 years.
He was just born, or he's been here for a minute.
So I decided, because I had 2 dogs in the same neighborhood and they're in the same family, basically. I thought that it would be a great idea to go pick one dog up, do the walk with that dog over to the other dog's house, pick the other dog up, walk the first dog back to his house, and then walk the second dog back to his house. Okay. Now, theoretically, this was a great idea.
I know how this turns out.
It was a great idea, but
Theoretically, it was a great idea because they both get equal exercise. And, you know, they get to hang out with each other.
And we're podcasters, and we get no exercise.
Right?
None.
And so then we're leaving the second dog's house, and the first dog decides, nah, I'm done. No.
Nah,
I am done. I'm just gonna sit here. We are done. And I'm going, dude, can we just get back to your house? And he's like, no, we are not. I am laying here. Do you understand? I am your elder. And
I want to hang out at Aunt Patty's.
Yeah, basically. And I was like, this is just not, no, we are walking. And then I looked at him. I was like, you know, I could pick you up. You are over 100 pounds, but I could still pick you up. And he's like,
wait, now you're not telling him, and you're trying to talk on the phone with me while all this is going on.
This is true. And I'm trying to, and the other dog, the fresh dog, the one that just got picked up, is like, come on, legend, we're going on a walk. Let's do this.
We're going to buy some black tar heroin right now. Let's go.
But he's like, why aren't we walking? Come on, let's walk. And Legend's just like, you don't understand the things I've seen.
He's like, fuck all y'all.
I hate this. And just seriously,
I see some shit.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You think I live in this nice neighborhood without doing anything illegal?
Don't you know that I'm loco?
He just takes off his puppy coat, and he's got like tattoos across his belly, his puppy tum-tums.
See, and that's when you gotta tell him and said, look, dude, we can't stop here. It's backcountry.
It's backcountry.
Egads, man.
There's no turning back. Fuck no, not today. Thank you kindly. So yes, that is my story. I have blisters to prove it. And yes, I was on the phone with Mother de la Mort because she called me back. I had called her when I had one dog, and she calls and I go, well, I called you when I had one dog, and now I got 2 dogs.
At the end of the end of the block, where there are like some silhouettes, some shadows, just like 2 tall ones and a short one, and then all of a sudden you look back up at them and they're gone.
There were lizards. It was a lizard orgy.
There was lizards. There were lizards, and you know, one of the things
fucking lizard orgy.
One of the things I was looking up. Have you guys seen Midnight Meat Train, right? like Clive
Yes.
Barker.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a minute. That's
like,
got
very
what's his
into
name
it.
that I like so much.
Oh, he plays Mahogany.
He's
Vinnie
the
Vinnie Paul.
ex soccer
No, not Vinnie
player.
Paul. Is it Vinnie Paul? Yeah.
I think it is.
No,
Yeah.
Vinnie Paul is from Pantera.
Vinnie Paul's from Pantera.
Wait a second.
He's the drummer for Pantera. Well, he
not
was.
Vin Rames.
I think it is Vinny or something like that. But I love him in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels because when he slams
what is
that
his name?
head in the door, you don't something to his kid or something.
See what we got here is a couple of bowls. You thought you smelled a very nice. And what you failed to realize is yours says
Vinnie
replica,
Jones.
and mine
Vinny
says
Jones.
Desert Eagle 0.50.
Yeah.
It's the best line ever.
All I
Now,
did was
fuck
look
off.
up Bullet Tooth Tony because I was like, what is his name? I'm like, Bullet Tooth Tony, Bullet Tooth Tony.
Oh, the drummer from Pantera, man.
He's hot. I'm sorry. He really is.
He's got that tough guy hot.
So
He does.
So he plays Mahogany in Midnight Meat Train, but at the end of the movie, they're feeding people to these underground lizards. And one of the things I was looking up
Slee
is
stacks.
there's Slee stacks in Los Angeles.
But there actually is a Slee stack in Seattle, and he's pretty cool.
Oh, rad. But there literally were lizard people. There's like that's one of the cryptids here in Southern California is lizard people in Los Angeles.
Stacks.
With Slee stacks.
So I'm gonna go off on a small rant for a second. There was this girl. Okay, so I was in this house, and this house was not a good house. I was hanging out there. A friend brought me there to hang out. And your punk rock days, the older punk rock days, you just went along with whatever everyone was doing, just hanging out. Like, hey, we're going over to this dude's house to go drink. Cool. You get there, and everyone's like not just drinking. And they're
shooting
talking
black
about
tar heroin and
I'm not joking. Basically, yeah. Okay.
Cocaina.
And it wasn't Coke. But so they're talking about this girl who looks like a Slee stack. They're like, we got to get done before the Slee stack comes back. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys all going off about?
There was some Slee stacks at my high school. I'm not going to lie.
They were like, no, they were like, seriously, she looks like somebody came and scraped her eyes out. Like she kind of looks like a Slee stack. And they just kept going off on how this girl looked like a Slee stack. So I'm just sitting here like, whatever, you fucking dumbass. No, I kid you not. She came back and I was like, holy fuck, she looks like a Slee stack. It looked like somebody had ripped her, like just scratched her eyes out.
She was a lizard person from Los Angeles.
It was so weird.
That's when you keep catching yourself trying to ask about the backstory on that, because there's got to be a backstory on that. You're like, no, that's weird. I can't ask that.
I mean, look, the worst though is like she's standing there talking, and you're like, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look.
What are you doing, man? You're not a Slee stack, are you?
Look, let me tell you, I had a great aunt. I had a great aunt. This was when I was really little. I remember this like 4 or 5 years old.
Hey.
And she had some sort of like benign brain tumor.
Oh,
but
geez.
it put pressure on her eyes. So one of them looked bigger than the other, like the telltale heart, the big eye. And like, kids are like total tell the truth. And we would see that aunt we'd cry if we heard she was coming over. And then when she came over, we'd be like, ah! And go
I'm sorry, but why did I think of the Cyclops from Cannibal the Musical? What are you looking at? Not your eye, man.
What's wrong with your eye? But on that note, let's say hi to some people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Giggles.
Hello, Rob. How are you? He's always working on some great Halloween decorations, like handmade, homemade. Sometimes he'll like add to other ones, but like he's always working on them. Does I believe some paper mache? Please correct me if I'm wrong. And like the paper mache always turns out super rad. And then it makes me miss my paper mache days. Remember, like when you'd paper mache a balloon or something and then pop it?
See, I'm just a cheat. I usually go with the paper mache pulp.
I love, but I
add water and shake.
Hey Artemis, how are you? Raven, hello. Mr. Giggles, happy Taco Tuesday.
Mr. Giggles.
I love tacos. I love tacos too.
Tacos.
Tacos. Hello, Calvin. Look at him up there on Twitch now.
He's all prim and proper.
He's all, yeah. Look at that. So yeah, tonight.
The Dark Watchers. Your notes are right there.
What? Huh?
I brought your nose up already. Right? I don't know where the internet thingy is. There you go.
The interwebs?
Yep. Well, that's the Proctor Valley monster.
There's something crawling on me. Oh, that was a feather.
Or the proctology monster, as I like to call him. Hello, I'm here to give you the test.
Did I say 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
Did I say 2 fingers?
Ivar, what's up?
Hello, Ivar.
Oh,
What movie was that from? Did I say 2 fingers? Better make it 3.
Road Trip.
Yes.
Did you guys find any bodies? Well, we didn't find any semen, I can tell you that. I'm just saying, there's no semen here. That's such a good movie.
I have a question. Do one of you want to start first?
We're gonna start with the Dark Watchers first. So it's that article.
Dog walkers.
Dog walkers.
The dog watchers.
About my life.
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's basically the most like detailed thing I found on the Dark Watchers is that article by I can't think of the chick's name, but we're gonna cite it right here. Uh-oh. I wish I could tell you guys what she just typed. I really, really wish I was recording from this side. Just so I can be like, here you go, Odd Mother. Here's for your bloopers reel. But I can't.
Does anybody want to start reading like maybe the sea serpents and reptile men?
Yes, I'll start reading.
Okay. I will be right back, guys. I gotta go grab my water.
So we're starting with the proctology monster.
Well, there's not too much on that one. That was I just wanted to make jokes about the proctor, but we could.
He sneaks up on you and tells you to bend over.
He does. This was great. Uh-oh. Spadoodios. Great moments in podcasting history. Right there. All right. So we're starting with the proctology monster.
The Proctology Valley monster. Actually, right. Proctor Valley monster.
Yeah, Proctor Valley monster. So there wasn't. I saw it for a second in here, and all I found really was Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure if I would have did more research on this one, it would have been out there. But so the Proctor Valley monster is a folkloric story detailing a cryptid that lurks in Proctor Valley, and Proctor Valley is down near San Diego. So San Diego.
I still can't quit seeing proctology, but go ahead.
The proctology monster. So usually sightings tend to link the monster to the proctology.
Just read it that way. Proctology Valley Road.
Well, monsters lead to the Proctology Valley Road that runs right through the valley southeast of San Diego, connecting the Chula Vista, a neighborhood of East Lake, to Yamal. The cryptid's appearance is still debated with locals.
I swear to God, somebody touched my butthole.
I don't know who it was or what it was, but I did receive some stuff in the mail saying that I need to come back for another checkup to the forest. So, the cryptid's appearance is still debated with locals. Accounts vary, but two of the most agreed upon versions of the creature say it resembles a tall, hairy Bigfoot. The proctology monster. Let me repeat that. The proctology monster resembles a tall, hairy Bigfoot, like an appearance, or a disarranged cow.
Disarranged cow.
Okay.
How do you get Bigfoot and a disarranged cow even vaguely confused? What the hell is a disarranged cow?
So,
Can someone put in the comments what a disarranged cow is? Hello, Alan. We've
probably
got a
a
good one
bloody
tonight
mass.
for Patreon. What?
It's probably a bloody mass because
Wait.
Your asshole's a bloody
no,
man.
okay. So what I think it is, it would
cow.
yeah. What it would be a cow that instead of being a quadrupedal or what, or he would be bipedal. So he would be standing up, and yeah. Uh-oh. So so a disarranged cow like bovine type. The nearby
Unlike the feline type.
unlike the feline type, the proctology monster does not resemble the feline type.
Dr. Proctor.
The nearby
The
Bonita
proctologist.
Museum and Cultural Center claims to have an unknown humanoid footprint of a creature on display. Many locals attribute this concrete as concrete evidence of the cryptid. Yes, that's pretty much it. There's popular culture too. Go ahead. Can you read the proctology of popular culture?
Yes. By the way, you were missing comments. By the way,
Well, we read that real fast where you were gone.
yeah. I'm glad Alan said exactly what I was thinking.
What?
Whale's vagina.
Whale's vagina.
The prostate monster.
The prostate monster.
That's terrifying. Dr. Proctor, the proctologist. Hey, Nadine.
Nate Deasy.
What's up? All right. Let's get back to this. So, in popular culture, the Proctor Valley monster has inspired a comic book series.
Whoa. Proctology.
We've already gotten all past the proctology monster.
Has inspired a comic book series produced by Boom Studios titled Proctor Valley Road.
No.
For
Proctology.
fuck's sake.
Proctology Valley Road.
This
Jesus.
is why you don't leave us alone.
Made by Boom.
I leave for 2 seconds.
Made by Boom Studios. Proctology Valley Road.
In which the cryptid is blamed for the disappearance of a group of students participating in a ghost tour of the road. The Bonita Museum.
Are you Bonita?
Are you Bonita? Do you feel Bonita?
Do you feel Bonita?
Tell me you feel Bonita.
Wonderful. You feel Bonita.
I love Family Guy. Okay. I just gotta ask, was there anal probing?
Yeah, we got there. We already did it. That's what happens when you leave us alone. We already went through it.
The Bonita Museum and Cultural Center has hosted film festivals dedicated to celebrating the monster.
Are you feeling bonita? I can't.
You feel bonita.
You feel bonita. I feel bonita. I feel so hot.
You know you can't leave those two unsupervised. Raven actually says it's a great series and that she has or used to have a signed copy of the first one.
Nice.
Proctology.
Yes, the Proctology Monster Valley.
Okay.
Yes, from Boom.
From Boom Studios.
This is my boomstick.
Well, that's what he says sometimes.
Okay, so I can get rid of that one, right? There is a place called Cryptid Town.
There is. It's located. Well, that's how the proctology monster gets you. A lot of people want to go to Cryptid Town. I would love to go to Cryptid Town, but I'm not doing it.
Don't sleep on your stomach, kid.
It's in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Okay.
All right, there's some jokes I'm gonna say in the Patreon and the lunch break.
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
What the fuck? I can't do it. I can't do it.
So I do want to say this though before we get any further, guys. If you notice, the stars are activated. Do not give us stars.
Give us
For the
stars.
love of God, do not give us stars. I'm serious.
We
They
don't
keep turning
see-
them off.
We don't see a goddamn penny of it.
No, yeah, out of
We
again,
keep
out of
turning them
what
off. They keep turning them on. So
Out
do
of
not
a-
do that. If you want to do that, send it. Go to
Go to
Patreon. Buy us a
Patreon.
coffee once a month through Patreon.
Yeah.
out of the $1 that you spend, we see 6 cents of it.
We don't even see any of
On
that. They
Facebook.
won't even fucking
On
send it to
Facebook.
us.
Yep.
Mm-mm. So please do not send us stars for real.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
We do have our Patreon, and
I know. I felt my arm there.
we do have our Patreon, and we are going to be having we're calling it a lunch break. That's what we're doing. We're having that after.
Yes.
The
We
lunch
will give
break.
everybody a little bit of tease of what we're going to be doing over there
There's
before
A
we
lunch break in the
go
middle of
over
the
there
night.
later.
there is another thing too with the Patreon. We do the entire full episode on Patreon.
This is
And-
true.
So once you subscribe to our $5 tier, you can see the episode in its entirety.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
full of tea.
So,
It's full of tea.
So-
totality.
And it's
Full of tea.
totalitarianism. Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna say this like pulling teeth now.
Excuse me.
So
All right. So
I am doing something, but yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we are going to get into which one are we going to get into now?
we should do the main one.
The main one, which is the
The
main
Dark
one.
Watchers. That's the name of the episode.
The Dark Watchers.
The Dark Watchers. They're all-
wait, hold on. I gotta take the glasses off for this one.
Are we all doing this?
I can't.
Yes!
My hands don't even bend this way anymore.
Yes!
Nope. Mine don't.
Not no more.
Batman. The Dark Watchers. Hey, Shadow.
Hello.
What's up? Yeah. Everything is made out of good stuff. Big filler. Okay, cool. Good to know.
I
Have you
thought
guys
that
were
said
inter-
big fap for a second. I was like, what?
Yes,
Rob?
a big fap. A big fap.
You having a big fap over there, man?
Now that great stuff is really cool to make different types of things. And it's lightweight too.
That is awesome. Okay.
All right.
Local lore. Dark Watchers from Santa Lucia Mountains of California into the pages of classic American writers.
Yep.
By the way, we are reading from the Daily Yonder.
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 Yeah. For more than 300 years, people have looked up to the rural mountains of California to see tall, dark figures staring back at them, only to watch them disappear moments later. Now, I'm sorry, but rural and California sound hilarious.
But it's very true.
I mean, it's true, but
You-
it's just funny.
You guys don't understand how much space is between Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's huge.
The Dark Watchers, as they're called, appear between late afternoon and the twilight to visitors to the rural Santa Lucia Mountains. Witnesses from the Native Americans to American writers have reported seeing the figures lingering on the mountaintops, seemingly silently watching those below. Now, I wanted to make mention, out in like Appalachian Mountains,
Mm-hmm.
you got the haints and the boogers and all that screw with you.
Well, they like to make noises.
But they like to make noises first. Ours don't want to make noises. They just want to fuck you up.
You know what?
They
Okay,
want to sneak up on you and fuck you up.
there is a really good episode we watched last night because we started rewatching the X-Files last night, and the first episode.
They took away the theme song.
No, they didn't. It was just the first episode, but it was on the second episode. It was there. So, up in Oregon, there was the episode was based up in Oregon, and all of a sudden, like, the episode started off and it had a girl running, whatever, and she fell down in the woods, and all of a sudden there's a bright light, the wind starts whirling, and all of a sudden she's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. That's all the folklore that's out here. It's just
That's
like
what happens here.
there's no blood.
They're proctology monsters. I'm telling you, they just sneak up on you and get your ass.
They just
Where
get
ours
you.
want to say, woo, we're coming for you. Woo.
Oh no, yeah, no. Ours just want to fuck you up.
Yep.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, so let's get back into this, I guess. The Santa Lucia Mountains stretch along the California coast from Monterey County up through central San Luis Obispo County. In the early days of the state, they presented a challenge to the Spanish explorers making their way to the ocean. As these explorers made their way up the mountains in the 1700s, they reported seeing the dark figures and named them Los Vigilantes Oscuros.
Los Vigilantes.
Which literally means the Dark Watchers.
Sabro, sabro, sabro. Los Vigilantes Oscuros.
Nice. Yeah, we're not too far from like San Luis Obispo area, so
yeah, Slow's fucking rad. That's actually one of my favorite. If we were gonna stay in California later on, San Luis Obispo is where I would live.
I'd move to Pismo in a heartbeat.
Pismo's gorgeous and it's rad. Everyone there is laid back. And in summertime, it becomes Little Bakersfield.
I would honestly just bartend in Pismo and be happy.
And show your boobs off. Yay, woo! Tips.
What gibberish? What gibberish did you understand?
What?
Hey, Tia.
Hey.
Is it sad that I almost understood the gibberish? We said no gibberish.
Huh.
We spoke actual Spanish, thank you, just with a really bad accent.
Maybe it was me going, woo.
Later. Hello. Woo. So later, as American settlers made their way over the mountains, they too reported the feeling of being watched from above.
It was me. Hi.
Oh, it was.
I was watching.
I see hexes.
I was watching everyone poo in the woods. Yep, I was taking pictures. What? No. All the settlers.
That's the sounds. That's the sounds that they heard. They thought they were breaking like. It was just like leaves that were getting crunched on. No. It was just him taking pictures.
Nope. It was just me with a jetpack going back in time, watching people poo in the woods.
Hi,
Slippy. It's all shh. Jet going on. Hey, don't mind me. All right. Make this as natural as possible. Don't mind the flying man in the woods.
Okay, so God damn it.
Sorry.
What has come to be known as the Dark Watchers are typically said to be very tall humanoid entities ranging in height from 7 feet tall all the way up to 15 feet tall. My people.
Well,
dressed all in black and wearing flowing cloaks and wide brim hats.
that's all me right there, bud.
With many sightings also mentioning some sort of staves or sticks in their hands.
You know how much I love holding
it's the Spanish Inquisition. Dun, dun, dun.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
What did I say? No one suspects.
Bigger than Sasquatch. Yes.
They're just all sneaky ninjas. No one suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay, so some of you guys know that I really there's this musician I really like, Witches, and a lot of the stuff that he does is actually just that, wearing the big black cloaks, and he has the hat on.
What's the
and stuff like that?
Plague Wilder's mask? No, not Plague Wilder. That's a Dark Throne album.
If you get too close to him, he says, "My name is he."
Kill them all. Let's pray.
Awesome. If instead he starts being the dude from Resident Evil 4.
Look, I like Witches. I don't give a shit what anyone
thinks. What are you buying? And then he just starts rapping on what are you buying and stuff.
Exactly. Hey, at least he doesn't rap.
I don't know what he does. You and your kids with your fandangle music and stuff like that.
It's funk. It's freaking funk. Anyway, Nadine says,
name it that
at least they accessorize well, right?
What?
I want their hat.
I would say that the Dark Watchers, yeah, they're very well accessorized.
That almost sounds like the Undertaker.
Huh.
Yeah, good song. Thank you.
What is it? You got to read the question things.
What?
You got to read them. My favorite song.
My favorite song.
Oh,
it was the song I was singing.
Oh, okay.
Kill them all. Let's pray. Send them straight to the underworld.
Oh, okay.
It's called Magic by Witches.
Okay.
Slippy, yo, can you imagine? I don't have to show up. Anyone, you're blind and had to search for rapping on What the fuck? What are you buying? And okay. Voice chat. It was
Oh.
it was Hexes going over his voice chat, and it was
I wait, what?
okay. So he was trying to type, and he was doing talk to text, and you kept coming through.
Oh.
So it says, "Can you imagine? I don't have to show up. Anyone, you're blind," and hand it to search for rapping on "What are you buying?" and stuff, and Samsung I have.
And I understood that gibberish.
Okay.
Last one.
It's Phonk, PHONK.
It's
And
terrible. The name is terrible.
It is not terrible. But I will be sending it to you, by the way, when we talk later.
There's a couple good songs in there, but for the most part, it's just.
And I love Banshee.
Yeah.
Vice and I love Banshee. So anyway, let's get back to this. God.
I was actually trying to say the name was terrible.
Funk?
Yeah, the actual name of that genre is terrible. It's just pretty much rap.
It's not really
I'm thinking of banshees now, and like my favorite description of a banshee is a headless naked woman with a bowl of blood.
Yes. All right.
Which I'm thinking, if she's a banshee, if she has no head though, how does she make noise?
I don't know.
Rabbit hole. This is what I think about when I'm trying to go to sleep.
All right, so facial features are not typically seen of the Dark Watchers. They are almost always silent, enigmatic figures, usually seen at a distance up on ridges silhouetted against the darkening twilight sky. Always around dusk or dawn, quietly looking over and surveying their domain with unknowable purpose and often vanishing in the blink of an eye, especially if one is to try to get closer. Legends say that they are a group of migratory entities that stalk travelers along the mountain range, endowed with exceptional hearing and impeccable eyesight. They prefer paranormal researchers like Michael Chen with Beyond Science say to reveal themselves only to travelers that are carrying simple possessions like hats and walking sticks instead of like high-tech equipment. So basically, they're not going to for all these people that are carrying a bunch of high-tech GPS and whatever, they're probably not going to show up to them. People that are going to try to catch them on camera, they're not going to show up for them.
Well,
but
I have heard in some instances though where people do, like if it's like a GoPro or something like that. A lot of times you can experience something that's very common, or you hear a lot of paranormal researchers and things like that talk about where the batteries are drained or where you just get like the film's all messed up.
My understanding is that they don't like the technology, so they do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna drain it. They're gonna make it so you can't use it.
Right.
One, they don't want to be revealed. But two, they're going, what the hell are you doing with that shit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, the figures even made their way into literature. Author John Steinbeck mentions the Watchers in his short story Flight. Pepe looked suspiciously back every minute or so, and his eyes sought the tops of the ridges ahead, Steinbeck wrote. Once on a white, barren spur, he saw a black figure for a moment, but he looked quickly away, for it was one of the Dark Watchers. No one knew who the Watchers were, nor where they lived, but it was better to ignore them and never show interest in them. They did not bother anyone, or excuse me, they did not bother one who stayed on the trail and minded his own business.
And I know that's in a short story, but I've actually heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
With different people that have said that they have actually witnessed or seen these Dark Watchers, that you're better off not fuck with them.
If you're like walking, especially out in the desert area, you'll see like little figures and stuff like that. And you just keep walking.
Well, the interesting,
all of a sudden they're just gone.
One of the things that's super interesting to me is that his mom, Steinbeck's mom, Olive Hamilton was actually a believer in the Dark Watchers. Thomas Steinbeck, who was John Steinbeck's son, said that his grandmother would often tell tales of her days as a young teacher riding through the remote woods of the mountains on her way to teach. She told him that she saw the Watchers several times and even traded with them, leaving gifts of fruits, nuts, flowers in like a shaded alcove near Mule Deer Canyon, and then would receive gifts from the Watchers in return.
Well, and I've heard it described too that it's and a lot of let me put all this together. So a lot of people say that they are the reason. One of the reasons they call them the Dark Watchers is because it does tend to seem that they are watching for something. Is it just to keep an eye on like humanity? I mean, are they just absolutely, just actually some sort of
Are they benevolent or
are they malevolent or benevolent?
Yeah.
And some people can say, well, it's just, like what is it? The hold on, I've got it right here. the Brockton Spectre. Okay, so the Brockton Spectre, it is a type of natural occurrence that has to do with like atmosphere. But you normally see Brockton Specters when there's like fog and things like that. Basically, your own reflection can reflect off of fog or some, heavy moisture, that kind of thing. Kind of like when you see rings around the moon.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But when like a cloud bank is like lower to the ground, if you have like a light source or if there's a light source that's nearby, a lot of times your own shadow can bounce off the thick moisture that has formed that cloud. But the Dark Watchers are only really kind of seen in one specific area, so you would think that if it's environmental, you're going to see this all over the place. And some people actually do argue the fact too that, which they're referred to more as the Watchers, but they were even referred to in the Bible.
Interesting. So Elizabeth says where they came from isn't necessarily tech friendly either. They weren't just a short few decades ago, but as entities using the power source is usually is usual for what this sounds like. So basically, maybe it's not because they don't like the tech, it's maybe that they're utilizing the power in the tech.
Yeah.
Kind of like what a lot of paranormal researchers say when it comes to like a spirit trying to manifest. They're going to pull any energy that may be nearby in order to do some sort of manifestation.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've also heard,
agree.
The shadow people, like shadow people, how they're just faceless, dark, shadowy entities. I know that they're different from the Watchers, considering shadow people tend to actually try kind of mess with people from time to time.
They're like intentional assholes.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's interesting to me is that something that I heard from
the proctology
somebody that we know, Teal had talked about one day how she was saying that they're people, they are spirits who no longer know who they are, so they can't even tell you what they look like. They can't show you what they look like because they don't remember. And so it is interesting that maybe even the Watchers have some kind of something like that, because maybe they don't know what they look like either anymore.
It's just been so well,
Long.
if you go along that line of thought, I mean, a lot of people will say that time is different there. And, when you pass over, wherever it is you pass over to, another realm, another, I don't know, whatever, that everything is different. Time passes different. So I could see how if time passed much slower there, you could very easily, I guess, forget who you are. And see, I get really fascinated with this kind of stuff too, because like, and I know I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. I'm really good about this.
Oh, we all are.
But people talk about what is it? When you see things when you're trying to wake up, but your body's still asleep.
Oh, sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. Yeah, sleep paralysis. So
You can hear
so a lot-
everything and experience everything around the world, but your body does not move. I get it. I get it a lot.
right, and
actually.
I get that on like a medical and scientific level. I get the fact that the human brain is designed in a way to where our brain is bombarded by information on just all the time. And so your brain learns to kind of tone that down a little bit to where you don't go insane.
Yeah.
Your brain can only, process so much. But on the other hand, your brain has to have stimulation. And if you are put in a situation, and this kind of gets into like the Arctic madness and all that kind of stuff. But if you
Oh
get into,
yeah, I know you're. I've seen it. Yeah, Arctic Madness is insane.
it's
Oh my
weird.
God,
It's weird.
whole
So
tradition
if you, yeah, and it can happen in deserts too, to where there's not enough stimuli to keep your brain active. So
yeah,
it starts
creating
seeing things,
yeah,
creating things. But kind of going back to what we were talking about with like the sleep paralysis, I mean, yes, that can happen. Yes, I'm sure some sort of deprivation type stuff can happen. But who's to say that some of these people that aren't thinking that they're having sleep paralysis, they're actually not?
Yeah.
The same with people that think they're suffering from some sort of deprivation, hallucination. Who's to say they're not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where I lie on that kind of stuff. Like, I think the human brain is just so fascinating, because not only have you read about things that people have been able to predict and know and do
Nostradamus.
that has no scientific, like Mother Shipton. Mother Shipton was another one that has no scientific reasoning, as you would say on a scientific level, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just find the human brain fascinating.
Well, on the same I'm trying to remember where my brain just went because like I heard a chime and my brain went, what? On the same thing where you're saying like our brains make things up sometimes to try to make sense of things. What if it is really happening? What if you are being like held down by something? What if you are,
The crazy thing about
what if some of these people that think they have some sort of psychosis actually do not?
Yeah, exactly. What if they are not crazy at all?
Yeah.
Like at all.
There's just the dark watchers just watching them from a distance, and
I've had weird things happen in my life that have absolutely no explanation.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would ever be one that would say that it's not 100% impossible.
Well, Nadine said, we have a shadow person at work. I tell him that he's not allowed to follow me home.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nadine.
I'm telling you, they're assholes.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Kisa's talking about No Face from Spirited Away. Yeah, times different in the spirit world. That's how the anime Spirited Away was. Yeah. And it was like in that movie. I love that movie. In that movie, it is like you were in their world, and it seemed like so long.
Oh yeah.
And then they come out, and it's basically like the same day, a few hours later.
The City Infernal series that I read from Edward Lee. They 1 second in that in hell, the way he describes it is actually 1 year. I'm sorry, 1 second on Earth is 1 year in hell.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've always heard too. Is basically time moves faster down there than it does here. So I mean, the laws of time and physics got to be different in different realms.
Well, and quantum, and I'm gonna
quantum mechanics. Let's do it.
I just quoted
they're finding out stuff all the time that they used to say was poo-poo woo-woo type stuff.
We need to do another Stony quantum mechanics, quantum physics show.
I just want to say real fast. I just used a fictitious book.
We were like, yeah.
It's just like that. It's just that's right. I was like, oh wait, that was all.
Okay,
that was all a made up story right there.
It's okay. My brain went to Supernatural.
Yeah. By the way, guys,
See,
if you
that's
want
what
to
I was thinking. Supernatural.
Right?
great series, go read Edward Lee's City
Anything?
Infernal series. Well, his City Infernal series specifically is so good. Gory as fuck.
So Elizabeth said, when was the first sighting documented? What about ghostly dementia of what did I look like or who was I? What a scary thought.
Well, and if she's asking about the Dark
first
Watchers,
sighting
there
wasn't
were notations about it when the Spanish
1700.
came over and actually were exploring the lower
Yeah.
Americas and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, as far as I know, it was the early 1700s that they were that they have documentation of them seeing the
like
walk.
written documentation, yeah.
What are the symptoms of sleep paralysis? Well, I think we'll have to get into that one a little bit later, to be honest,
yeah, later on.
because that would be actually a really cool subject to
Can you
address.
mute that
That would.
Facebook thing.
I really can't.
That's right, dinging real loud in my ear.
I can't. I'm sorry. So it happens and they're being told they're crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One symptom is you can't move, but you can still breathe. If you're thinking along that line, they would have locked us up thinking, why do our brains try to cover it up? Well, that's the whole thing is everybody likes to pretend that they're sane. Everyone likes to think that everyone else is abnormal. So of course, when people are doing something that's different, especially even like the 50s, 60s, back then and further back, when somebody had an idea that was completely odd or abnormal, or they thought that they saw something, nobody really wanted to acknowledge that this was actually happening. So of course, they're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, so I'm going to be doing a stream, a podcast on my next horror gallery that has to do with medieval diseases and things like that. And one of the books that I've been reading, which gets into a lot of, if you want to know like the history of hospitals, like it just goes way down all different kinds of rabbit holes, which would also include the fact that a lot of hospitals were originally started by churches. And then she goes into, and I want to say they're called acolytes.
Mm-hmm.
Acolyte, and I'll be able to be more specific on that particular podcast. But kind of going into what we're talking about right here. So in the Middle Ages, in medieval times, certain large churches, and well, I don't want to say large churches, but several churches in Europe would take a person that they feel is very pious. You had to sign up for it, okay? And almost like a saint, you had to like go through kind of like this whole list of things in order for them to consider you an acolyte.
The piety,
basically,
the list of piety.
The piety and basically being able to foretell things. Anyway, long story short, what they would do is they'd go through this whole ceremony, and you would basically be locked in the floor of the church, and you will stay there forever. You will die, and that will become your tomb. And there is one slit that the monks can serve you food, and they can be your mediary, like the priest can be your mediary between.
Oof.
You're kind of like the next step before you get to God.
It's the beating of the hideous heart.
but a lot of people, they do believe a lot of people may have been suffering from syphilis, that were brought in to become acolytes. They could have been suffering from leprosy, because syphilis and leprosy can affect the brain in similar ways.
Yeah.
It's a degenerative disease.
And your nose falls off.
It is. In both of them. Did you know that your nasal?
Yeah,
both of them. Yeah, both of them. They have very similar symptoms.
They do. They absolutely do.
They really do.
Except for one is from having a dirty dick.
Exactly.
But yeah, really big, bro. Your nose fell off.
That were most likely suffering from some sort of psychosis we're seen as being able to, like be the voice of God.
Hey man, can I come in? No, your nose fell off. You got a dirty dick. Get out. Get your ass out of here with your dirty dick. You got no nose, man.
Why?
You only got a nose because your dick stinks and it fell off or some shit.
So I'm going to address Elizabeth's last comment here. Basically, it says too traumatic for the human brain to take in at once. Your brain makes things more comfortable for you by making things up. Oh, absolutely. Because if you can't comprehend something, if something is incomprehensible. Thank you.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. You say that word.
You know what? I
you
don't
say
think
that word.
you
I do
understand
not
what
think
it
it
means.
means what you think it means.
My name?
I was channeling my inner H.P. Lovecraft.
We went to The Princess Bride and you went to H.P. Lovecraft. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, cool. I remember Carrie Elwes and all this other stuff.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
See, he's mostly dead.
To Blave.
Which is, you got a little mutton.
As you wish. Now my own rabbit hole. To Blave, which means to lie, to bluff.
Well, but getting into like the human brain, we're also wired to be able to and be able to find patterns. That's one reason why in these new drone like searches that they can do now, where they look for people that have been lost in the desert and things like that. Like when we were talking about the hikers that went missing, and the aerospace something or another. Anyway, they're using these specific types of cameras, both in low flying planes and in drones, to take pictures, like lots of pictures. And that's something that an AI program cannot do, because it would take too long to be able to teach it how to find patterns that our brain just absolutely does, like automatically.
Oh, okay. So we got a little bit more of this to go. All right.
Okay.
So we squirreled.
A lot.
So the California poet Robinson Jeffers mentions the Dark Watchers in his poem.
Mhm.
Such counsels you gave to me, where he wrote, he thought it might be one of the Watchers who are often seen in this length of coastal range, forms that look human to human eyes, but certainly are not human. They come from behind ridges to watch.
Could you imagine? We walk by after we're done hiking, and all of a sudden we're gone. One of the Watchers comes out and goes, "Hey, what's going on, man? Who's that guy walking by? I don't know, man. I was just trying to find out." And they looked at us and just ran off.
See, I'd be over there going, look.
Hey, doesn't he notice what's his face needs help over here? We try to get him.
What the hell is you doing down there, flapping around like that?
Oh, I guess he's got a dirty dick. His nose fell off.
Wacky inflatable flailing arm guys.
Wacky inflatable penis guys.
Well, he was flailing his arm because his dick fell off.
My dick fell off because my dick's dirty. My dick's
it's
dirty.
like the Kermit the Frog.
Guys, ask yourself this: if it's this funny and awesome right now, what do you think you're missing on our Patreon? A lot more dick jokes.
Dick and fart jokes. Dick and fart jokes. Can you see me? You can't see me. All right. So most likely, many different things are likely behind what various eyewitnesses have interpreted as Dark Watcher sightings. Dunning said in an email interview. Interesting. Probably some have been caused by shadows, tricks of the light, or trees. Probably some have been sightings of actual people or animals who were standing up there for a moment. Probably some have been people who thought that they saw something out of the corner of their eye, which disappeared when they turned to look. Probably some have been something I haven't thought of. There's no way to know. Popular theories suggest that the Dark Watchers are merely the result of pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon where the human brain seeks out recognizable and familiar patterns and
That's
shapes
it, pareidolia.
and unclear or unfamiliar images. That's exactly what Elizabeth was talking about, and that's what we were talking about too.
Proctologia. You got to watch out for that too. You got to watch out.
Okay.
Boom.
Others
Don't
say
fall
that
asleep on
there's
your stomach.
nothing
That's all
more.
mothers.
Others say that they are nothing more than hallucinations brought on by the lack of oxygen and higher elevations and exhaustion. But that's the thing. Not everybody sees them in higher elevations. Some see them at higher elevations when they're at a normal elevation.
Usually they are above you.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Still others suggest that the phenomenon is an optical illusion where the observer's magnified shadow is seen on the clouds, which amplifies the shadow's size before it evaporates, known as the Brocken specter, which is what we were talking about earlier as well. The phenomenon was identified in the Brocken Peak of the Harz Mountains in Germany.
But you're not up like that. That area is not like Germany.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Anyway,
when the sun is low and the conditions are right, a shadow is cast by the walker into the mist, making it appear as if a tall, shadowy figure is watching them from nearby, said James Felton, a senior editor on the website iflscience.com. The water droplets that make up the mist can shift around, causing a disorienting effect as though the shadow is moving, sometimes towards the observer. So people are literally being scared by their own shadows. Okay, that's pretty funny.
Let me ask you, and I haven't been to this area yet. Is this an area that has high moisture content?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Sometimes it does. I mean, like, when you're closer to like San Luis Obispo area and stuff like that, yeah, it's going to be a little bit higher humidity, but not all of these places are going to be higher humidity. So I understand it in Germany where there is, in general, a higher humidity level, but
yeah, exactly.
The areas here, I'm sorry, these are fucking watchers, guys.
Yeah. They're fucking watchers. One of their noses fell off. He's trying to find his dick.
Don't sleep on your belly.
Dick, man.
The nose fell off.
Just trying to find his dick.
Got a dirty dick.
I should never have said dirty dick.
He's got a stinky dick.
Is it done dirt cheap?
Done dirt cheap.
Dirty
man,
dick. Done
man,
dirt
I'll tell you
cheap.
what. I'll tell you what, man. I got nose over there. It fell off, man. He got a dirty dick. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you later, okay?
Dirty dick done
man,
dirt cheap.
Man got a dirty dick done dirt cheap, man. I'll tell you what. Talking about old goddamn watchers and shit.
Okay, real fast. So in high school, my grandpa had one of his friends pick me up from school one day. I don't remember what happened, like why they couldn't pick me up, but so he came to pick me up, and I get into the car and he puts on AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. And he was like, "You like rock and roll?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You should check this out." And it was fucking
I'll tell you a story
Deeds
after this.
Done Dirt Cheap. And all I remember was this being the most awkward ride home. Like the guy wasn't creepy. He was a super nice person.
Wait, but I remember that coming out in like the early 80s.
No, I know. I know.
I got a funny one.
Have you caught this badass new song by AC/DC?
It wasn't that, like, he was like, "Do you like rock and roll?" Like, and I just remember being like,
"Sir, I can assure you I love rock and roll."
Yeah, I love it. Yes. And at the time, like, that was when I was getting into punk and getting into metal, and AC/DC, even at that time, was already classic rock.
I got a funny one.
So,
this is gonna be great. You guys are gonna love this story.
Hold on. Hold your horses. But no, AC/DC was already classic rock at this point. And this guy, very, very nice guy. He was not creepy, nothing like that. It was just the funniest thing to me because on top of it, my grandpa is like the waspiest person that you could ever meet.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how else to say that.
waspiest person you've ever met.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yep. Is he really Protestant?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So yes, he is like the waspiest person you will ever meet. And like, then here's his friend, like, dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
You like the devil? I got some AC/DC for you. Please tell me you had a Trans Am.
No, I think it was like a Suburban or something.
Would have been cooler if it was a Trans Am or IROC's Camaro Z28.
Okay, now it's time for your story.
So this chick I used to know back in high school. No, this would be great.
I know this story.
So it was like freshman. Careful.
Okay, calm down.
She was freshman year. She was there, and she was her name was Audrey, and she
I know the story.
She left and came back, and I happened to see her at a party my senior year. Now, mind you, between freshman and senior year, there was a good 3.5, 4 years right there, right? So
you think?
Well, 3.5 years, but
sometimes.
So I have. By that point, I had thoroughly gotten into black metal, death metal, everything like that, just like really deep into it. And I happened to see her at a party, and we were talking, and then we started, we headed out to the fields and stuff like that. And as we're heading out there, she drove because my car was at my house, which we just took
Wait, can I add?
Hold on.
Can I add something? Because you were being a whore.
Yeah, okay, very much so. I was. I still. I mean, I'm DTF. I'm not gonna lie. So we're heading back out to my place, which I lived on the farm. And as we're getting out there, and mind you, I have my punk pants on, Danzig back patch on my punk pants, all the ass flap, and it's all black metal stuff all over it, everything like that. I'm wearing my freaking Doc Martens, my 14 eyes, and she turns over and she goes, "You're into metal, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, a little bit." And she goes, "I got some heavy stuff for you." And she turns on the fucking CD player, and I swear to God, I hear Ball with the Ball, fucking Kid Rock. And because I wanted to get laid that night, I had to pretend it was the most heaviest shit I've ever listened to. And she was serious.
Sure.
See, and I could have even gone with like the Beastie Boys because they did start out as a punk band.
Yeah. Oh, their punk stuff is amazing.
I still love Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, sorry.
Kisa, play Led Zeppelin backwards. You'll get unusual lyrics.
Play Led Zeppelin backwards and you get an expensive mistake because you just wrecked your records.
It's hard to find a record player that you can manually do that to, because we've got one here and it doesn't want to do backwards, because I was going to show my daughter how to do the White Album.
Don't they have to do the
White Album?
They have to be not belt driven, but they have to be motor or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's belt driven, you're gonna pop. No, it's got to be belt driven.
No, it's got to be belt driven.
Yeah, because if it's a motor, you're gonna break the gears or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, I was so disappointed.
Natalie, please don't play any of my records backwards. They're really expensive, and I love them. When you get here,
except for Yngwie Malmsteen, I think we paid like $2 for that. But Yngwie's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, you got to be careful with albums these days. Like, have you noticed? Unless you buy like one that says vintage vinyl or something like that, like they're warpy as shit. I'm like, who is making these albums?
Oh, all the black metal stuff that we get, punk stuff, it's all done on good quality stuff.
Oh yeah.
Then again, we have like the 1982 Sound of Music Addicts out record.
But like punk and metal, when they do records like that, they know people are like if you don't put out a quality record, I mean like material wise, and you do that a couple times over with the bands, no one will buy the records anymore because you're spending about $50 or $60 per record now.
Some of those punk band albums, like you could use as a theft deterrent device.
Yes.
All right, we're almost done with this section. We are almost done. Vice is in here.
Voice. Actually,
Hello? we're almost done with this section.
We're almost done with we're about to go on to our Patreon stuff.
We are. So
let's
talking about the shadow people, the Dark Watchers. Hey,
Aaron, go Bravice.
Hey, herna.
Where
Hey,
are you
Vice.
from?
Like,
Erengo, brah? Yeah, that's some kind of Gaelic.
Let's ask Vice. Vice, because you're from the old country. Is there a lot of people there with like no noses and dirty dicks?
Okay,
done dirt cheap.
Done dirt cheap.
dirty dicks done dirt cheap.
Dirty dicks done dirt cheap and with no noses because they can't smell.
Yeah, well, that's
She's like, I am never coming into another live feed again, ever.
This was my favorite response. This guy looks at her and goes, "Where are you from?" And she goes, "Scotland." And he goes, "Erengo brah." And she's like, "Well, that's a type of Gaelic." Like, it just walks away, and I was dying because I was already starting to walk out the door, and I hear, "Well, that's a type of Gaelic," and I was just like, "It depends on what part you come from, you bitch bag." The dirty
Don't
Oh,
dick.
make me hit you in my shillelagh.
Wrong. Still wrong. Still wrong island.
Don't they speak French in England or something like that? Where's she
Don't
from?
they speak French?
Don't they? Yeah, they speak French in England where Vice is from.
Oh, she is going to kill you. Kill. We're going to have a claymore fly into our house right
Ice reach a
now.
leg, especially with short
I don't
people.
think it's gonna matter. First off, she's not short. Second,
Everyone's
there's
short
going to
me.
be a freaking laser pinpointed claymore that comes flying through our freaking roof right now.
I've got the Highlander katana, which is better than the Highlander claymore. It lasted the time.
I
It
beg
was
to
for the-
differ, though.
Hey,
None.
hey, look. Just as long as she doesn't send a mail on
What?
Hey, the old good old IRA,
the
right?
IRA.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You know we love you, Vice. We're just fucking with you.
Oh shit! She says, "Well, Facebook grabbed me again. Looks like I'm going to face boom jail."
Oh,
Yeah. When you visit me, can you bring me red velvet cake? Yeah, I'll put a file in it.
I forgot to tell you, Vice. Dunkin' Donuts here has red velvet donuts. It's actually really good.
What's the bitch bag for bullying? It was
Fucking
the bitch bag.
finally, Facebook is on my side.
What?
It was when he said
Yes!
when she said you bitch bag. It's all, "We removed your comment for bullying or
What the
harassment."
We're all laughing and joking about this shit.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
Heck yeah.
She's back.
Okay, we're almost done with this.
I'm trying to be done with this. Okay, so others believe the phenomenon can be caused by infrared sound. Infrared sound
What the fuck?
is sound between 7 and 9 hertz, just below the range of normal human hearing, and can be generated by wind, among other things.
You know what also hurts? The proctology monster.
Tiger growls can do the same thing.
Dude, that song earlier, that
They're not the
Rocket
same
Red
thing, but they
song.
can affect other mammals.
I'm
Like,
telling
they
you.
can't move. Like literally.
You're gonna fucking be in fucking jail again.
You know,
Vagina Viga.
how many times did you go to type that, Vice, and you're like, "Fuck, I didn't put the caps lock on," and you just kept doing it over and over again. Fuck,
So
only one V is capitalized. Damn it!
Or it
And-
keeps wanting to capitalize it, and you're like, no, stop.
You know how many times I do things in caps lock and I do the same shit? Like, God damn it! That's not working.
Facebook bend over because I ain't stopping and I'm going in dry. Is this gonna be like that time that I asked her to be my GPS
No. That's called
and,
the. That's
and they
called
got pissed off at me?
That's called the Scottish howdy. She's gonna give him the Scottish
few.
howdy.
A few. No, fuck you.
Okay, we're almost done. Let's
We're
do
almost done.
I asked her to do GPS and said, like, if you make a wrong turn, that you have to say something like, "Turn around, make a U-turn, you cunt."
Except for it was her first time in California, and she was like, "I don't know where I'm at." Just kidding.
All right. So in 2003, a psychologist and paranormal debunker, Richard Wiseman, and several of his British colleagues, of course they're British, whatever, conducted an
This fucking-
infrared sound experiment. In it, they subjected some 700 people to a concert featuring 4 pieces of music, 2 of which contained 17 hertz tones at a volume just at the edge of human hearing. As a result, some 22% of the audience reported feeling anxious, uneasy, or fearful. Others reported a pressure in their chest or chills running up and down their spine.
See, let's put it this way: the Americans will kill you, but
you don't have to be quiet.
Hold on.
When the fuck do you have to be quiet?
You don't have to be quiet, but the Americans will kill you, but the British will find a way to make Clockwork Orange real.
Well.
With sound.
No, this was British.
Yeah, British. That's what I said.
You said Americans.
I said the Americans will kill you. The British will find a way to make Clockwork Orange real.
Yeah, but
and
only
still be able to take tea time.
Yes.
But only 22% had a reaction. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that said labia for a second.
I think the rest of this article is just really trying to debunk it.
Yeah.
Like I hate when they try so hard to debunk shit. It's just like, dude, just leave it open. Just leave it open and let people figure out.
We're all natural skeptics. We're all here to have a good time.
All I'm hearing at this point is blah blah blah.
Look at la 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 la. Fuck you, Facebook. Jail me, biatch. La la la. Oh, look, toilet wine.
Turlet.
Turlet.
You know, you're in America now. You don't gotta do the Scottish stuff anymore. We have actual wine bottles.
How did they get it on the outside of the turlet?
Turlet.
Okay, anyway. Wiseman told the British Association for the Advancement of Science, these results suggest that low frequency sound. I feel like I need to do this. Twist a mustache at the same time.
British low frequency. I can't do British accents right now. It's going to come out Russian and fucking.
These
whatever.
results suggest that low frequency sound can cause people to have unusual experiences, even though they cannot consciously detect.
They shit themselves.
Infrared sound. The brown note.
Brown note. That's exactly what happens here.
But you know what, though? They were playing around with this kind of shit back in the 60s and 70s. And they do it now with all these relaxing videos and things like that, where they're at certain hertz or megahertz. And some of the old ones that you can find, I forget what they call it. They had a different name for it back in the 60s and 70s. But my dad used to have some of those recordings, and they'd make you see shit. Like if you wore it with headphones, they tell you to wear it with headphones.
Mm-hmm.
It would actually, some of those tones, if you listen to them long enough, would make you hallucinate.
Well, a lot of black metal bands, especially one of the bands that I've seen, Take, they do the whole droning thing too, and it does put you in a state.
It's very trance,
like
yeah. Well, I was gonna say we were listening to Rotting Christ earlier, and there was a certain tone that hit, and it kind of like hits your ears and makes your whole head go whoosh.
Yeah. I love one of my favorite things ever, which actually can kind of probably cause a heart attack, but it's when you're at a show and you hear that you feel, not only do you hear the double bass, but you feel it in your chest.
Yes.
Like when you get some good haunting vocals on black metal, and you can actually feel it reverberate through your hands and all this other stuff, because the speakers are up so loud.
Bing bong dump. Hell yeah, the brown note. Bing bong dump.
Bing bang boom.
Bing bang boom. Okay, so a later British study, of course it's the Brits again, whatever.
It's always the Brits.
In 2008 by psychologist Christopher French, found that when he put volunteers in a haunted room,
what he voluntold him,
rigged with infrasonic generators, most people reported at least some slightly odd sensation, such as a presence or feeling dizzy, or some reported terror, which we hadn't expected. For now, however, no one knows for sure whether the infrared sound, optical illusions, or lack of oxygen are to blame. In fact, no one knows for sure what the Dark Watchers are, where they come from, or where they go when they disappear. While
Where do you go? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. I'm sorry.
While it is likely the phenomenon is scientifically explained away as the brain playing tricks on people, if they are real, they have been wise enough to leave no tangible evidence of their existence, save perhaps for a few offerings of fruit. To an author's mother.
Maybe they're just peeping Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you, I went back in time. I was staring at people.
Yeah,
This
like
is-
spectral peeping
I
Tom.
was the
hallucinated one
best
night
thing.
and was part of and was involved and had a full conversation with Stewie from Family Guy coming out of the TV. It was fucking majestically comforting. That's why you don't do Delta 8.
No.
real pot.
Do you remember the night that we
I'm just kidding.
that we were all gaming and all of a sudden we heard in the background, I don't feel good. And then we had then they had to leave.
Mhm.
That was the night that this happened. And I was laughing my ass off when I heard this story because she was like, no, I was like having a conversation with Stewie. And then all of a sudden he comes down going, I don't feel good. I need water. And I was like, I feel fine. And I just
See,
the night-
my luck, if I went through something like that, I'd have Stewie going, ma,
Mama,
ma, ma,
yeah,
ma,
I
ma,
remember that night.
Mother.
ma.
mother. Lewis.
All right.
Shit.
Shimma-lam-a-ding-dong.
Family, ding dong.
All right, guys. Well,
See the link
we
right
gotta
there?
go
The
play
crawler?
a game. We gotta go play a game.
The crawler right there,
Okay.
Patreon.
Oh yeah.
And then I also have it linked or pinned in the chat, guys.
Yeah, so we are about to head over to Patreon only. So those of you that would like to see the rest of this, which I really recommend because we are going to play a game. Were we going to show like a little hint of the game first?
Yeah, let's
or-
give them a taste.
Oh,
Let's
that's
give 'em
right,
a
that's
little bit of a taste.
Okay,
Which one
so
are we starting out with?
Oh, let's throw out one for Vice because she did her show.
that's
Okay.
not part of it.
No.
So,
That's not part of it.
let's see.
You can do the
Um,
one with the baby.
Yeah, we can only do 2. Like the other ones are just not for public consumption, not safe for work.
okay, so
Next-
I'm going to start with the let's go with the baby. Okay, guys.
Okay, Let me
Um,
find it.
because I got it right
Some of
here.
these are before, some of these are after. Yeah, I know. I got to find the. Okay. All right. Go ahead. So, can anybody guess this picture?
Guess this picture.
Little fuck.
Those are fake guns, by the way. They
Are
are
you
not
sure?
real.
Yeah,
Are you
Nope,
sure?
they're fake.
they're fake.
Well, I don't know.
Seriously,
They may
they're
not be. Put it down in the comments so you know who this is.
Take a guess, guys.
Take
We
a
would love-
guess.
I guessed it pretty fast, actually. I was pretty
Oh,
Oh,
impressed.
I knew right
Yeah.
away. I've seen this before.
I hadn't seen this picture before, and I knew immediately.
I knew exactly who this was.
And the more you look at it, the more hilarious
You're
it
like,
gets.
the more you look at it, you're like, oh, that is him. That is straight up him. It's
I can't
All right.
stop.
You want me to go ahead and read this out?
Oh, well,
baby face
Baby
Nelson.
Phelps Nelson. No.
Nope.
No. Good
No.
guess, though. The guy who made people into chili?
Nope.
No.
No.
But
Almost
you're
there.
getting closer.
You're getting
You
closer.
are
Getting warmer.
closer.
You're in the ballpark.
Let's wait for a couple more. Let's see if anybody
Okay.
else has a good
And you
yeah.
know, I would, if we can get like 5 more patrons over there. I mean, if that's what you guys want to do, but if we can get a few more patrons over there, we can actually maybe start doing this once a month and be able to
Oh,
give out like a gift of merch.
Oh, exactly.
Oh.
Got that, like the high
I'm
score.
going to send Selena Kisa this week. But yeah, anybody else have a guess on this one? Because hamburgers?
The minute I say this one for Vice, she's not here in the chat right now.
I know. What the fuck, Vice?
She's getting red velvet cake right now.
No, not
Nice.
hamburger. All right, let me read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Yep.
Okay. This little chubby fucker
Fucker.
is serial killer John Wayne Gacy as an infant.
Yep.
Before American serial killer John Wayne Gacy was finally caught in 1978, he raped,
was this
tortured,
little
and
fucker.
murdered at least 33 teenage boys and men in his Illinois home. But long before his murderous reign, during which he worked as a clown at a children's birthday parties, John Wayne Gacy was just a normal boy. I would probably argue that. However, knowing what was to come after the photo was taken makes it one of the most undeniably creepy images of all time. And that one came from Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got one more. We got one
Yeah,
more.
let me-
to tease.
Let me find it. And we got a slew of these for over on Patreon, but I can't show any of those. Those are
No, they're graphic.
They're pretty bad.
bad.
That's a good thing about Patreon. We get to be as graphic and as messed up as we want to be.
Okay. All right. So go ahead.
All right. So what do you guys think this is?
I honestly don't remember.
A lot of people don't know. I didn't know.
It's in Europe. It's definitely in. I can tell by
It's
the
in Europe.
license plate there.
Yep.
Where is
Yep.
it? France or where is it at? Can we get a location, please?
Northern Ireland.
Oh, Vice.
Fucking hell. This is why Vice left.
Yeah.
This is
Fuck
why
you
she
guys.
left right there.
I'm going back. This place sucks.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this one because I don't think this is one that a lot of people are going to know. And I hope I pronounced this right. It's the Omagh bombing of 1998. And it's OMAGH, Omagh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the
Omagh.
Omagh,
Oma.
Oma, the Oma
Omagh.
bombing of
Oma,
1998. The
Wow.
Oma bombing in Northern Ireland on August 15th of 1998 killed 29 people and injured more than 200 bystanders. Carried out by members of the Real Irish Republican Army, it was the deadliest attack during the 3 decades-long conflict known as the Troubles, which pitted those who wanted Northern Ireland to remain unified with Great Britain against those who did not. Arguably the most chilling photo ever taken during the entirety of what they call the Troubles. This image shows a happy father and his carefree son standing next to a car in Omagh that was wired with explosives and about to blow.
Oh my
They
God.
both died moments later, and this comes from Wikipedia.
Wow.
insane.
So yeah, that's your taste for what we're gonna be doing over there in Patreon here in just a minute.
Yep.
And
So
we
yeah, guys,
got a lot of them.
I do recommend heading on over to Patreon right now.
The link is pinned in the chat, or you can follow
Follow the link down here. We do have it in the chat right now.
And do not give us stars on Facebook, guys. They keep turning it on, and we keep turning it off.
If you want to give us anything, just go to freaking Patreon.
subscribe at the
Buy us a
$5
coffee once
tier.
a month. That's basically what
Hell,
we're doing.
Subscribe at the $1 tier if you want to just, if you're not don't have the means
If you just
to
want to
$1.
contribute, yeah.
If you just want
Yeah.
to contribute, you can do the $1 tier. If you want to see the
But if you want to
shows,
see this, yeah.
in its entirety, $5 tier.
All right. So we are going to head on over there, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.